Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. So, I'm about to plant a rhododendron, and the reason why I thought I'd make this video is purely because I see a lot of people that make the mistake of not using an ericaceous soil. Unless you've got rhodies built up in beds already and the soil is quite acidic, perfect. But in like this bed here, we've not had many ericaceous acidic plants in here, so what I want to do is when I plant this rhodie, I want to give it as much ericaceous soil as I possibly can. Ericaceous plants, they don't like alkaline soil. They will live in alkaline soil, but they won't thrive in it. So this is why we need to make sure that we give it the best start to its life. This happy little rhodie here. So nice little white rhodie you've got here. Cunningham's White it's called, beautiful flower, and this should be coming out in March, April time. So what I want to say is get your hole dug like this. So I've made this a little bit wider and a little bit deeper than it needs to be, and we've got our ericaceous soil here. Too many times I've been in a garden centre and I've seen people pick up rhododendrons and they've walked along and they've got multi-purpose compost. You know, if it's an ericaceous plant, consider using ericaceous soil. Not many people do know that. You know, that's rhododendrons, that's azaleas, that's hydrangeas. Hydrangeas, not so, you know, they're kind of happy and everything, but a lot of your camellias as well, they all like ericaceous soil. What we've got to do is make sure there's plenty in there for it to have a thriving start. So nice sort of 6-inch layer of compost there of ericaceous. Put that to one side. As always, remember, pot out. As you can see, this has been growing for some time. You can see how sort of the roots are trying to sort of flatten right against the sides because there's nowhere else to go. So what we want to do with that, we just want to loosen them up a little bit. Just get that nice and loose. Don't need to be too hard of it. You just want to split those roots a little bit, just so when they go into the new compost they can start to make their own way. I always sort of see it as they're screaming for help now, and when they finally get in the hole they're like, oh, this is lovely. Bit weird, isn't I? Right. So just loosen those roots up a little bit. Been in this pot for some time. That should do. Get those roots nice and loose. Right, next up we're going to position. You can't see this because I want to position it towards the outside of the bed. So this is a good position for me, I think. What I'll do is stand back, have a look quickly. Yes, I think that's perfect. So it's now sitting probably around about a couple of inches below, which is fine. And I'm just going to add some, I'm just going to fill the whole lot with ericaceous soil because I want to, it's got around about 2-3 inches around the actual root ball itself, which is plenty. So it's lovely, nice bit of ericaceous soil can get down in there. The more ericaceous the better. That's why I always like to leave a nice thick layer around the root, you know, 6 inches below, 6 inches around if I can. And that's going to really help the plant and give it a good sort of start to its life in the ground. Train again. And once this is in, this will be all right for some time. And what I always recommend people do is get some slow release ERICACEOUS pellets and just every now and then sprinkle them around the area of the rhodie, and that's gonna just slowly release some feed into it, that acidic feed it needs to thrive. Right. Give it a nice good sort of push down as well. Sorry, train again. Used about half a bag of ERICACEOUS soil, maybe a little bit more on this plant. A nice firm push down as well. And then what I like to do is just leave some more just around it as well. And the hole I've dug, this soil, I'm just going to push away because I don't need it now. I don't want it around the shrub itself. So there it is. Nice little spot there. It's going to do well there. They don't mind the shade. They need a little bit of sunlight, but they don't need too much. They're quite shade loving plants. Plenty of water. You've got this laurel next to it, but it'll be fine. And at the back there, we're going to put another variegated one. So, right. So we're going to have a variegated rhodie just there now. And this one is called, where are we? Silver Edge. Nice little pink one there. Stunning, beautiful sort of colours. I do like variegated stuff. We've also got a little anemone there to plant as well. And then this hydrangea here. Pinculata, I think what they call Panculata, that's it. So the Panculatas are sort of the pointy head hydrangeas you can see there. But that's not going there, that's moving. That was just put there to keep it out of the way of the wind. Right, let's do some planting. The leaves have been falling quite a lot. Also, be careful, wire here. So it's an electrical wire for the outside lighting. So I'm going to go probably like this wide here, so we can get an idea of how much room we need for this one. Okay, so we're in an area called Chalfont, and the soil is very stony and flinty. So once we pass this first layer, because it's been years of sort of putting compost and manure on it, but it tends to get around about 6 inches, and you'll know what I mean in a minute. It's solid as a rock. We appear to have come across a big old root, which is probably from that tree that was once there. If you can see through that big trunk there, that was taken down recently. I think I'm gonna move round to here. because I don't really want to spend ages trying to dig that out. Oh, I'm always ready for a cup of tea. I've had to move it over a little bit because it's a huge old root from the old, what was it, spruce you had there?
Yeah, not really there.
It's, yeah, so I'm trying to go down this one here. I've gone down around about 6 inches more than the pot, so it's got a ton of ericaceous around it. So ericaceous, so it should thrive. It will thrive there. Yeah, I'm always ready for a cup of tea.
All right then, okay.
Thank you very much.
I'll do that. What I was going to say.
Yes.
I cut the bud lid down a bit just because it was bugging me, the dead bits.
Yes.
So I'll leave the rest to you because you're going to cut it hard, I reckon.
It'll be cut back hard, yeah.
When you're ready. But before you go, the flour for the yucca.
Yeah.
It was so fat near the end.
Take it down as far as I can.
Oh, you've had.
Well, you want me to?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Flour. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the flour itself. Yes.
Flour, because I put it. It's so thick.
Yeah.
And again, it was looking. I mean, it's been wonderful watching it come out. It's been, and apparently they only flower every few years. I've forgotten that.
Right. That is more than enough. It's down about 6 inches, so. Right, let's get some ericaceous soil. Oh, rubbish, I've run out. Just kidding. As if I'd come unprepared. I always try to kind of sort of work out around 50 litres of soil per rhodie, about this size anyway, just because it's, you always want to pack it, you always want to leave plenty of soil, so just so it can thrive. Right, so once again I have, there's loads in there, so I'm just going to pour the old bag in. Once again, get your rhodie. So as you can see, this, we can zoom in on this actually for you, just in case you think you're. Right, so there's the root ball. This is what you can see how it's been in the pot. So its roots are now fighting to make its way around the pot. So I'll use this just as an example, but what you can do, you see this? See, when I'm pulling, they're still attached. They're not not broken them off. Some will break off, but they're just micro roots. So the idea is all you're doing is you're just loosening it up. So when it does go in the ground, it's kind of sort of going to grip to that new soil. You can just be really delicate. You don't have to be too tough with this, you know. See, once again, pulling it, not coming off. And I always do this with every plant as well, because if you don't, it kind of, I mean, they'll be fine, but I think this just encourages it to kickstart. And then at the bottom as well, just a little couple of slices just to break those roots. Loosen a little bit of that soil up like that. There you go, see, that's all you need. And give it a little, nice little rub around like that. Loosen that, get that soil off, get those roots free, and then pop it in, assess your hole. Let's zoom out for you. Right, so assess your hole, see what position you like. I mean, I quite like that position personally. As you go round, because what this is going to do, see this, This smoke bush here, see how it's been leaning, that's going. So we're then going to get another shrub to go at the back, and then this is then going to fill out, and there's plenty of light. So more than enough for the roadie. Okay, let's plant that in then. Much better. Right. So, as you can see, if you can see there, see how big the gap is between, I've got about 5 inches there. That's what you want to achieve. You want to try and make sure there's plenty of room to put more ericaceous around it. Just go mad with the ericaceous, because they get a disease called I can't remember what it's called now, chloric lime something, and that's why they call them lime haters. So in the alkaline soil. So if you see your rhodies starting to go yellow and they look like they're yellow in the leaves, that's probably more than likely they have that disease, and they're unwell. So if you do see that, best thing to do, dig them out, get a load of ericaceous soil, get some ericaceous feed, and just repot it. I had a customer once who, she had probably over 50 or 60 azaleas and rhodies and aces in pots, and every year we'd have about 30 bags of ericaceous soil, and we'd repot them. So she was very, very religious on that sense, that she always wanted to make sure it had enough nutrients and stuff for the azaleas. And then she moved back to Trinidad and gave me a load of azaleas. Once again, firm that compost down. Right, nice firm push down. Lovely stuff. Just discover that wire again, because get some more soil out just to give it a nice sort of yeah, the variegated is nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see many of them in the gardens really.
Oh, that was from those two. Well, all three were from Wisley, so they should be good, shouldn't they?
Oh yeah. Just give it a nice little turnover.
Lovely. Does look nice, doesn't it, with that compost stuff?
Yeah.
It does pong though. It's stopped now, but it does pong.
Oh, it stinks, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Very healthy smell. That's looking good. And I'm going to put some. I've got some crocuses and some of those little daffodil things.
Oh, nice.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So I just put clumps of those in.
Yeah.
I can do that myself.
Cup of tea. So yeah, you see the trunk of it there. There's a huge spruce there. It had to come out because it had some issues with the rooting system. When it was really windy, it was really rocking backwards and forwards, and they just decided to have it out in the end. Choicea coming in flower now. These pittosporums here, quite nice to have. This is the garden. Nice wisteria there, that comes out lovely. And then so did the hibiscus. Bloody hell, I can't think today. And then around here, some grasses, ornamental grasses. The Spanish dagger, that's the yucca. I put that on a video recently and people said, oh yeah, that's a yucca, because I called it a Spanish dagger. When I refer to it as a Spanish dagger, I'm calling it by what its name is. There's lots of different names for them though. You know, people call them different swords and stuff like that. It's just because they're really sharp. So what they are, I'm not entirely sure. And then these variegated hollies is here, quite nice. Little berberis, nice colour coming on in the winter time. I think it's important. You have to really focus on all year round. You have to really sort of have a good understanding of what's going to come out. So, for example, there's certain shrubs that, if you are looking to add that colour, you can get all different types of shrubs which are going to just add that splash of colour in your garden when it comes into autumn time, even if it's just a change of leaves. And that is, there's certain aces you can buy. You know, this one here, it goes a very deeper red. You've got a cotton and smoke bush, which I absolutely love. And it's the deep red one which comes out into, once it hits autumn, it changes to like a really orangey leaf, and it just looks absolutely stunning. These sedums here, I like these because they go black. They turn black in the winter time, and I just quite like it. I just think it just changes the garden a little bit. And then you can add these heucheras around the garden. You can see these little ones here, purple ones. But yeah, no, it's and this my mind, sumac tree, yes, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's sumac. That turns a nice sort of orangey lit. You can see it's already starting underneath. You see the yellowing. Is it a sumac? It is a sumac. Or am I thinking of something else? I don't know. I can't remember everything, although I try. Roses need deadheading now. They're all finishing up. I thought I'd show you around the garden a little bit. I'm going to have my cup of tea and then I'm going to do a bit more planting. Right, so plant the Japanese anemone. So these are perfect for your sort of late summer. As you can see, it's still in flower now, so perfect for late summer. They sort of start in, well, late summer and then they last probably, I mean, this will start to finish up sometime soon. There's tons and tons of different varieties of them. Native to China. These like they've been cultivated for years in Japan, so I think that's probably why it's he sometimes refers to them as Japanese anemones, but I'm not 100% sure, if I'm honest with you, what's what. But it's an anemone and it's lovely. So once again, nice soft, this is soft anyway, so I'm not going to, the roots are very soft here, so I don't really need to do too much here. I'm just going to leave that, and then I will add a bit of multi-purpose as well, just a bit of just to get some sort of nutrients in there. So here I've got multi-purpose rather than ericaceous, because most plants, multi-purpose is good for sort of, you know, neutral alkaline soils and stuff like that, just to add nutrients and things like that. Whereas ericaceous is acidic soil, so that's why it's probably best to use just a sort of general multi-purpose compost. Same again. So the nice looking forward. So I have it like that at a bit of an angle because of where the house is and where people can see it. And then just the same again, bit of multi-purpose around the edges. And then I like to just mix a bit of multi-purpose around the soil that I'm going to move it back in with. Looks like the old squirrel's been having a bit of fun. Right, once again, nice firm push down on there. Sorted. Simple as. Right, next up, we're gonna remove this hydrangea here because it's just not looked good for a while, and it was cut back, but it just seems to not do so well there. So we're gonna dig that out and put the new hydrangea in. Some people find the urge to cut them this time of year. We are in autumn, sort of early autumn, but I wouldn't just leave it. This particular one, we'll cut this down in sort of springtime, and then it'll come back up again, and you get these nice pink flowers that come on it. The rhododendron you just saw, normally what they do is they'll then plant it into a bigger pot and then they charge more. But that one there is definitely your money's worth because it's been in there a while, but they haven't sort of gone to move it into a bigger pot yet. As soon as they start moving them into bigger pots, they then up the price by about £10. You see it because whenever I'm in garden centre, sometimes I pull them out of the pots just to make sure that they're, you know, I'm not just buying a load of soil and a small root ball. So this is going to look a bit straggly for the minute. I'm not too bothered at the minute because it's going to get cut back and then it will grow how it wants to grow. Looks a bit funky there, but it's just how it's grown. Then this one here, we'll dig this out at a later date. I might do that next spring and then move that one. But that's it, guys. We are done with sort of today's little job. So yeah, that's going to come up quite nicely there because it's all ivy and stuff. You'll have that pyrus in the back sort of just here. So, and that will grow up as well. So yeah, it's transforming the bed a little bit. It's and then we'll have some bedding plants along the front. So just remember you want tiering as well. So that's what you want to achieve. Some nice tiers, some lower at the front, some higher at the back. But anyway, thanks for watching. I thought I'd just jump on and give you guys a video. See, all those different colours that are coming in autumn. Stunning. That cherry at the back there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this type of content, consider liking and subscribing. That'd be awesome. And we will see you in, well, I'll see you in the next video. Gary still works for me, don't worry. He's just, he doesn't work on certain days now. He's just got his own bits going on. So, you know, he's got his own projects he's doing as well. So, train. But thank you for watching. Take it easy, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Much love.